Editing. This clip got me. I was born in 84. So people can say you're 80s kid because I mean it's five like mid the middle 85. I'm 1 year before, so I got to live 6 years in the 80s. But 90s were the times, man. 91, I was first grade and I was able to keep track like that. Two, second grade, three, four, five. So going along with all this, and I saw this play and it like it got me. So a lot of people like the younger generation can't really relate because we have like we changed so much. I think people have said this before that from the 90s to like I think like the 2000s or something, we seen the biggest jumps. So from 60 to 70, things changed a little. I don't know if it's right or not, but this is what people say, and I kind of get it. Like from, we go from 8 tracks to tapes and tapes to CDs, and like now we get to the point in the 90s where we get like Napster, which people don't even know about, where we're downloading illegal music, and there's a way for media to come through computers and stuff. And then it turned into now we have apps, and we got so it still is kind of the same. So in 90s I was buying I bought single CDs of because I didn't have a lot of money. If I liked a song a lot, I'd buy the single of it like at Target or something. It's crazy. Like I remember buying a 112 CD one time. That's the one I could really maybe I can't remember. Some other boy band I remember. They're not boy bands, it's like R&B. But like Tupac came out, I'd buy the whole album or something. But it's just that's just an example, like the jump like from it's hard like 8 track records, 8 tracks. It's like okay, we're getting like into technology. You move them up to tapes, okay, it's a little more physical, but it's different. It's crazy. It's on like this cable, whatever. And then we get to the point where we're like CDs and okay, they're discs. Then we get to the point where they're on computers, and then now we are just in a society now where downloading music is the thing, and it's like that's the jump to that. From the people that had it at the 90s, they went to like a big jump. So we were using tapes and CDs, and then jump to everything but technology that it's here on out, from downloading on Napster and things like that, LimeWire, taking illegal music, hoping not to get a virus, and then it just went to apps after that. So there was really no going back now. Like right now, that's where we're still at. We're still at apps that play music, and that's what one of the examples is. Just like it, they say, I've read in different articles that from the 90s to like that 2000 era, the shift is just dramatic. I don't know if you could look at cars, but I definitely could look at childhoods, 60s, 70s, 80s, even 90s when I was, all of them played outside. All of them played outside, rode bikes, had, sleepovers. Sucks, man. I know this is my page that probably people don't watch. I need to start being positive. Say, yeah, people are going to watch this someday. People will watch this someday. But, you just had to be there and be around that age. Any of those years, I guess, the older years where people like look back and go, yeah, we used to do this as kids and that. And now like my son's age, we're in 2026. It's crazy how time flies. But like, they just talk all on text. They talk online on the phone. I'm glad they meet up to go play soccer a lot. And I'm proud that he still experiences that. But it's not the same as like how you used to be riding your bike everywhere to your friends, then going to the store with your friends and staying up late and sleeping over. It's just, I don't know. But this kind of got me. I'll talk a little bit about it. It's I guess there's a art exhibit. I don't know where it's at. Melissa Daw posted it on Instagram to not. And it's gonna play music. I don't know if it's gonna affect me putting it on YouTube or any of the other platforms because I'm just making videos like crazy. I don't care. But maybe with me stopping it here and there, it's gonna not catch so much. Fuck. So that was huge, man. When Biggie and Tupac died, it was like So I was in 7th grade when that happened, and this was crazy. Like MTV was wild. You could get your news from MTV, like not like local crazy stuff like that, but pop culture wise. I'm a big pop culture guy. Pop culture, the world of music, movies, anything like that. Like we had news even on MTV. MTV News was something, and it's just crazy that MTV now is just ridiculousness. It's ridiculousness nonstop. Road Rules Challenge, whatever, Real World Road Rules Challenge, with these guys that are like 50 now that keep showing up. It's just guys are playing liar liar over here. Blockbuster's a whole nother journey, man. It's just like, dude, yeah, school on Friday. The new mainly for us was games, like to rent games, man. Oh my god, there was 3 of us that hung out. My brother, I had my brother and my sister. My sister didn't, she was little, she didn't really play games and stuff. But my brother and my cousin, who was always with us, and like weekends came in, we'd all get to rent one game. And God, all this stuff gets me right now, man. It's like getting in my throat. Uh, it's just crazy, man. This was a different life, different time, and it's sad. There's no going back. We're never getting this again, and I'm so grateful, so grateful I got to live this. Um, and then when you got movies, it was crazy. Like I want to say more like in junior high, high school. That's when I probably more was into getting movies for like date nights or hanging out with the friends, getting a movie. A lot of times you just buy it, but it's crazy what this did. Now we just go to an app that has all this, but back then it was like you had to get it physical. You had to go out and you had to return it at certain times, and if it was a red box, it meant like 2 days or something like that. And you had the little slot, you could turn it in anytime at night. If you went to the wall and your game wasn't in stock, you'd go up to them and see if anyone turned it in yet, the game that you wanted. um it just was different, and like, man, it was just a different time. But for us, I think games was the biggest thing at Blockbuster, because you got to try out. You didn't have to sit there and buy, back then there were still like 60-70 bucks games, 64 or whatever, Super Nintendo, Genesis. But because I mean, I played the old Nintendo. I was 84, so I got to play that. I got to grow up from that system and up. But like my most fondest memories are probably in 64. um and then Super Nintendo, Sega, and then 64 fell after that, and that's probably one of the biggest ones. um and I got like a PlayStation when it first came out, but it was still like not the memories and stuff of 64 and Super Nintendo and Sega. um but yeah, and you just got to try them out, and it was just a different vibe, man. Try to get my grandma to take us, rest in peace. um yeah, we get spoiled.
And boy, and a fork stuck in the road.
It's crazy. This was like the average kid setup, I feel like. Yeah, especially like on TV shows and stuff. But I, of course, they didn't have stuff like this. They didn't look all like that. I remember having computers like similar setup, but this made me wig out the windows. It's crazy. I started tearing up when I saw this. Like, that's childhood, man. That's running and getting up to go get dinner. That's running when you gotta go. We had to go like to church or something, and you just see those uh, controllers on the ground, tangled all up. Get mad at each other for not turning off the game. 64, man, you had a memory thing for it. You could turn it off. Get mad at people tangling up your stuff, but just seeing those on the ground, man, and your 64 on the ground, it's different. Like now we put games like on our desk, or we have them. We have a place for the consoles. They don't sit on the ground. They can't. They overheat and stuff. Back then, you're just popped on the ground, man, and you just play, dude.
It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something
And this was kind of crazy seeing this. Like showing all these old albums is crazy too, like Wu-Tang and Weezer and stuff. But like, this is nuts. This is what we live in now. That this is an evolution of like people that see the different discmen. Like, it doesn't seem like it was that far ago. Like, it doesn't. You can even see, like, back then they were still really expensive. Like, boom boxes were hella expensive. I think I got a really nice one, like 99 or something, and it was big and huge, like this looking one. I don't know, my head might be covering it up right now because I'm watching it, but it was just, all these were still never. It's funny because, like, you know, inflation happens stuff, but the high end stuff always stayed high end. Like 64 games, you go back, look at the ads from Toys R Us, they still were $60 game, $70 games. It's just was always like that. It didn't go cheaper with how much we were making, but you just were able to have that spare money because everything else was cheaper. But yeah. Me, man. I hate kids will never know the feeling, the smell, the squeaky noise when you walk into Toys R Us. Especially if you're at the Toys R Us that I remember, the ones I went to, they had a glass wall. Usually when you walked in, and it had all the games like standing up in there displayed, and all the systems displayed, and you could come and try out the games. And if you wanted the game or the system, you would take a little piece of paper out, and nothing feels so good as taking that paper out, and you brought that to the register, and you know, your parents or whoever bought it for you. It's just crazy. Like, I hate being this old. Like, you don't feel like you're old until you like see these things, and you're like, man, I'm old. Being 41 and reflecting on these things is crazy. Like, having a 13-year-old son and then about to have another kid right now, it's just, where'd the time go? Can it slow down? I want to go back. Yeah, it's sad. My kids will never get that feeling in Toys R Us. I know it's all retail and it's all, oh, it's just, you know, a store, but it was an experience as a kid. It was an experience, man. I was pretty spoiled. Like, we weren't rich or anything, but I made a lot of trips to Toys R Us. If I had $5, I knew I could get an action figure. Because the regular figures, like the Marvel figures, were $4.99. And I just thought I could cover this. I could buy it. But of course, my parents covered the tax. I never knew. But I knew $5. God, if I had $20, I knew I could get like a playset, like a car or something. Shit, you give me 30, then I'm getting like an actual playset, like a building or something. And I was very fortunate to have a mom and dad that would make sure I was able to get my superhero stuff. And yeah. And Power Rangers right there, it's just, dude, still hits me. I watch Power Rangers till this day. I'll watch it, put it on as white noise a lot of times when I'm going to bed, when I'm in my room and I want to relax and just be on my phone. I'll put on, it's not Tubi, Pluto, and they have a Power Ranger channel, and I just watch the Power Ranger channel, let it play. It used to play all of them up to, I think, SPD. It would just keep rotating them. Now it's just been rotating Mighty Morphin, but it's whatever. It's just for white noise normally. And those toys were awesome. They're so hard to get. You cannot find them in stores. When we got them, we were so happy, man. We got the Rangers. I wanted the villains really bad. We only got like the skeleton dude. He was like in the second episode, I think, or something like that. No, King Sphinx was, I don't know. But I got a Goldar as an adult, and I have him still because I always wanted Goldar. I loved Goldar, how he looked. But yeah, like, you couldn't find them anywhere. We wanted the villains really bad. We had to buy like these like kaijus from like Godzilla toy lines. We would buy those and have them fight them. And we never really got to afford like the big Megazords and stuff like that. Like, my friend did, and I'd get super jealous. Like, even in this picture, I don't know if my head's blocking it or not, but it's when they turned into Zeo, and he got all the, or right before Zeo, where they got I forgot what it was, all the unicorn, they're all like mystical. They just switched it up. The griffin, the dragon, I think Tommy was a falcon. But yeah, that was That was those toys. I didn't get any of those. I unfortunately as I got older, I got Lord Zed. I never got him before, but I picked him up. And seeing turtles is crazy. I had a lot of turtles. Urkel never had Urkel. I don't think I did. But I remember the craze of Elmo. I had a Tamagotchi like in 8th grade, 7th grade. Probably 8th grade. I don't know if people think it's a girl toy or not, whatever. I was raising my little thing. Never got into Beanie Babies. Never got into Furbies. But I remember the hype of Elmo, though. But yeah, Toys R Us, crazy thing, man. Ugh, just this shot, man. Hits you so hard. And seeing this kid just leaning back, my head's probably covering it, but yeah, man. Yeah, that's a video. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the 90s. It's crazy about how, like, talk about movies all the time, and growing up, movies were just different. Like, I saw a clip said, like, they don't make movies like this anymore. It was Rookie of the Year. I know those movies back and forward. Um, the way they did things, they were always cash grabs, but they took risk, I feel, back then, because people would watch anything. You know, we would take anything as entertainment. We were spoiled when we got Batman, like, 89. And even Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, how bad people now will laugh at it, and the cheese factor. You couldn't tell me anything bad about it when I was a kid watching that. I thought, dude, it makes sense. Arnold's hella buff, and he's carrying the whole Mr. Freeze outfit. That's sick. Like, I get it now. Mr. Freeze has to be a buff guy. Got to see Bane, and it was just like, you couldn't tell me anything. Like, now I watch back at it, and it's more of a, like, watching Batman 66. Yes, they were taking themselves seriously making it, but they still made it campy. But back then, you took it for real. Like, this is my dude. This is Batman. And there was no bitching about, this isn't like how the comic is. There was no bitching about they're not representing Bane right. He's smarter than that in the comics. He's not big dumb. We just didn't care. We just love the movie. And it's just a crazy time. Like, now we're so spoiled with all the superhero movies we have now. It's just nuts, man. And video games too. It's just crazy. Like, now we just download it and people just play Fortnite, and it's just DLC basically. That's all it is now. And no one knew it was going to come to this time where we you're not done with your game. It's not, you had to keep adding on to it, adds on. It's kind of cool because if you enjoy the game, it's basically never ending for most of them. But back then, you played your game, you beat it, and you're done. And then if you wanted to play it again, you try to do it faster. And that was about it. And then you play games like Mario Kart, you play over and over and over again, and play it all night, and didn't care, never got tired. Yeah, you had to sleep eventually, but you would stay up as much as you could. But yeah, it's just so different, man. It sucks to think about the Toys R Us thing, though. That's nuts, dude. I was very fortunate, though, to get the stuff I was able to get and grow up with that. Grow up with the toys. My favorite movies and cartoons. I was never a He-Man guy, not a G.I. Joe guy. Thundercats. From Thundercats, probably, I had Teddy Ruxpin. It was like a little kid show. He was a big deal, pretty costly. He was like a robotic toy. Had that Thundercats, and then from Thundercats, I think it just straight up went to, I'd get like the old Secret War action figures that my dad had when he was young, Marvel toys. That's the only closest thing I could get. And there's these things called PVCs. They're like little figures. They kind of just like made poses, but comic book stores would sell them, and that was like closest I could get besides the Secret Wars. Secret Wars, I think, were still worth money. So you would have to play with them, and like my Punisher was stepping on a box all the time. I don't know why. I don't know if it was ammo or what. So it kind of was dumb when you're playing with them. A box is stuck to his feet, but that's what you had. Like, that's what you played with. I remember being in kindergarten, and it's crazy that I don't remember how I got exposed to Wolverine in kindergarten, but there was an Alvin and the Chipmunk figure when we had the free time to play. Since that was the coolest looking figure, I was like, this is gonna be Wolverine when I play. So I not only was I pretending playing with a toy, I was pretending that toy was someone else. So I was like, this is gonna be Wolverine because this, Alvin's really dope looking. I really like how he looks. I like the red Alvin, or I like the red Chipmunk. So he's Wolverine. So I would play like that, and then we got lucky that that they started making toys, and it's crazy. People didn't know about X-Men cartoons until the cartoon came out. I shouldn't say X-Men cartoons. They didn't know about X-Men, a lot of kids, until it just came on Fox. I was hyped. I was ready. My dad got Wizard magazine that gave previews about stuff, and we collected comics, and I couldn't believe I was gonna see Wolverine as a cartoon. Like, we would buy tapes of Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, stuff my dad grew up with, and we watched those over and over. We had the one with Juggernaut, and he meets the X-Men, and there's the X-Men and Wolverine's in it, which was cool to me, but they gave him an Australian accent, and when he gets thrown into a wall by Juggernaut, his claws get stuck in the wall, and that always bugged the hell out of me. Always bugged the hell out of me, because I'm like, Wolverine's claws can go through it. I always was upset with that. But we would watch that. There was Pride of the X-Men, which was an NBC pilot that I don't think ever aired, but they released it on VHS. It's such good quality art, and I don't know why they backed out of it. I remember there was a story behind it. I can't remember exactly right now, but if you've never watched Pride of the X-Men, check it out. It's pretty hot. It's pretty well done. You get all the Brotherhood of Mutants in it. Not all, but a good chunk of them. A fresh looking team, and a good, like, the uncanny X-Men, giant sized X-Men, basically. It's pretty good. You get to see Nightcrawler and Colossus, and the way they did it, the art, it was just crazy. It was so good. And Wolverine in that, like, he sounded, I think, Russian in that one. But it's just crazy. Like, this was like what we got, man. And that was like life, man. We got to experience these little things that now we have everywhere. And, like, to get a shirt with Wolverine on it, we had to order it through a comic book store, and it was for adults, so I had to get, like, a small. And my dad and his friend would, like, do, like, I don't know if it's some kind of paint that you could draw on shirts or something back then. It was popular. You, like, squeezed a tube and it made it kind of bubble, but they made it where they brushed it, and they did Wolverine or Hulk on my pocket, coming out my pocket, and Wolverine and Spider-Man on the back. Those are my dudes. My cousin liked Spider-Man. I liked Wolverine. My brother was Hulk, but those are still my dudes. You could tell it's the 90s. Those are, like, the main three in the 90s, basically. But yeah, and I'd get Michigan hats because it said Wolverine on it, and it was just crazy, man. And it's crazy how much it changed. There's times I just look, and, like, when Guardians came out, we have shirts that have we had a talking tree and a raccoon on a shirt, and I would just sit there and be like, dude, look how far we came. Like, I couldn't find a shirt with Wolverine on it, like, when I was a kid. Spider-Man now is everywhere on a t-shirt, Then we get to the point where we have Rocket and Groot on a t-shirt. It's crazy. It's insane. It's very, very cool. Very grateful. What we had. And it sucks that it's gone. But I'm grateful for what we did have. Now it's accessible now more to kids to see this stuff. But I just hope when we raise them, you teach them about the culture. Teach them about what people went through. This isn't like some crazy war we went through, but it's what the industry was like for all these things that we loved, how they molded it and changed, and things got lost in it, and things got forgotten. Things had to go through things. You know, Marvel sold all their rights for talk about movies. Marvel sold all their rights because they were going bankrupt, and Blade basically opened the door for superhero movies to be good and taken seriously. And it's just, there's so many different things to talk about during that time that revolutionized the way we have things now, as far as like movies, pop culture stuff, and comics, you know, TV shows. But I don't know. I thought it was a little cute video I saw, and I thought I'll just talk a little bit about the 90s. Who knows? People may not even like to see content like this, but it touched my heart, made me think about a lot of stuff. Maybe took me back to a lot of things. Doesn't help that Green Day's playing, because Good Riddance is a pretty good song that always gets you a little bit. But yeah, it was just a crazy time. I recommend anyone look up, you know, any old tapes like that. Look at, you know, Spider-Man Amazing Friends. It's on Disney Plus now. I watch it sometimes with my son because there's funny episodes that aren't supposed to be funny, but it's kind of goofy how they do things. You know, you could still find Thundercats somewhere. You could find G.I. Joe, He-Man. We're going to get a He-Man movie now, a new one. There was one in the late 80s, I think it was. I love that movie. I thought that movie was awesome. I wasn't even a He-Man fan, but I love that movie. I just recommend, if you have kids and you're into this kind of stuff, you're into comics, movies, share it with them. Keep it going so when we're gone, they can share it with their kids. And they'll know how special this time was. Just like my dad did with me and the stuff he had in the 70s. And why I was chasing figures when there were no figures. Watching cartoons when they weren't airing the superhero cartoons anymore. And then we got X-Men, anime series Batman, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four and Iron Man got a show, then Avengers got a show. And then we got things like Gargoyles. For me, Darkwing Duck. You know, you can find all this stuff everywhere. Just make sure you share the stuff you liked. Stuff that you loved. Tell the stories. Keep telling them. Make sure people don't forget, you know. I think that's good. I learned from my last generation about all what stuff they loved and stuff, and pop culture and movies and stuff. And then you take that with you. You're watching 70 movies, and you get Why the Warriors is such an awesome movie. And then I'll show, you know, my kid why Mallrats is so awesome of a movie. Just we have to make sure it doesn't die, even though it's gone. That the spirit still stays there. We're turning off OBS. No editing as usual. But I'll talk to you guys later. Happy 90s.